Good morning, BookTube. This is Emma from Emma's Bookish Lifestyle. Apologies for the glare and everything this morning. The light in the UK isn't particularly brilliant while I'm filming, and if I put the overhead light on, unfortunately I'll get a load of glare. So I do apologise if it's not looking particularly fantastic today. The reason for my video is because I haven't been online for a while. I've not been very well, unfortunately. I've had a really bad cold, especially one that affected my throat, so I sounded particularly croaky. And also work life has kind of taken an upward incline, in that the level of work that I've had has been quite extensive, so obviously I haven't been able to read as much of an evening either. So with that in mind, I just wanted to do a very quick video to update you as to what I'm currently reading, and also to have a little bit of a chat about one of the books that I'm currently reading. So first of all, I'm still reading Ralph Ellison's The Invisible Man. I have got some tabs in there, as you can see. These emotion tabs were actually given to me from Eleanor Reed's through one of her subscription boxes, and I found them extremely useful with this book because there are quite a lot of feels. I'm reading that as part of Diversathon, and as I say, the writing is extremely emotive. It's completely drawn me in, but it's one that I like to just sit down and focus quite comprehensively on, and I haven't had a lot of time to do that, if I'm really brutally honest, but I need to get my act together on it. The next book that I'm reading is Kill the Father. This is by Sandrone Dazieri. Apologies again for that. So it's Kill the Father by Sandrone Dazieri. This is about a child kidnapping case, and it links in with two police officers, Dante and Columbo. Both of them seem to have, at the moment, I'm only 60 pages in, and at the moment it looks like they both have issues. Definitely Dante, who seems to be more of a psychologist who can identify criminal behaviour patterns and things like that. A little bit reminiscent of CSI and that kind of thing. He's got those kind of interpretive skills, and I think they stem from his experiences as a child. He was kidnapped and held hostage as a child himself by a character named the Father, and at the moment this seems to be something that might be either a return of his nemesis, or another sort of very similar behaving criminal. So it is quite an intriguing book. It has gripped me in the first 60 pages. I'm pretty sure that when I'm balancing it between my other books, it's the one that will be sort of read quite fast paced. It doesn't appear to be too formulaic at the moment from a thriller standpoint, so we'll just have to wait and see, but I'll keep you updated. And last but not least, I'm reading The Fire This Time by Germaine Ward. Now I'm reading this as part of the Hard Conversation book club, and this is the hardcover. I've taken the paper binding off so that I can read it without messing it up, and it's part of the Hard Conversations book club. This is the February book. I'm trying to get a jump on it, primarily because I have got quite a few books in my TBR that I'll be reading shortly, which there'll be another video on that. But now's the time that I want to have a bit of a chat. Now, I know Melanie posted a video yesterday about this, and it is an extremely, extremely important book. I read, as I say, I started reading this because obviously it's Diversathon at the moment, and also because, sorry if you can hear squeaking, dogs playing again, but also because I felt it was quite an extremely important book. This is a book of essays that cover a number of different topics. I'm not going to cover the same topic that Melanie covered yesterday. However, I did really become quite thoughtful after reading one called White Rage. Now, this particular, sorry, I'm just trying to find the author. White Rage, this was by Carol Anderson, and it was an essay. And basically it was referring to the events that took place in 2014 and obviously other subsequent events where police have shot black people or people of colour, sorry, I never know what's the correct terminology for that, for no good reason, basically. And this implies correctly, I think, the fact that the way it's portrayed to people is that people are angry and that Black Lives Matter, and that creates black rage, when in fact it's completely the polar opposite. What these events trigger is excessive, obviously, what's the word? I'm sorry, I'm lost for words. Because it was such an astounding story. You know, news coverage and that kind of thing, all that creates within the those less cultured white people to use it to their means to enrage, basically, to enrage people who don't understand that basically skin colour is not an issue. We are all the same people, no matter what colour or creed, religion, background or country. We are all human beings, and this particular essay really caught my attention. Another one that's really caught my attention has been in regard to education. And the way that, you know, education has been segregated, especially so badly for African Americans, throughout history, and still the divide that seems to exist now. Now, I am a strong supporter of Black Matters. I don't have any kind of specialist glasses. I see everybody as a human being, and I feel that everybody should be seen as a human being. I've been extremely disgruntled by the news developments this week in regard to Donald Trump and the ridiculousness of building a wall between America and the Mexican border. There is no real term benefit to that. In my opinion, I feel it's segregatory behaviour. It's just completely and utterly unnecessary, and has made me extremely angry. And second of all, now, this morning, I woke up to find further news of the idiot president, as I call him, now instigating severe protocols for Muslims from certain countries being able to access the American country. Now, this isn't just for specific countries where there may be unrest or the risk of terrorists coming into his country. This includes everybody. This includes refugees. I'm absolutely lost for words. I really am. I really don't know how or why people felt he was going to be of any benefit to that country whatsoever. As a UK citizen, I appreciate with the Brexit situation that obviously our terms and deals are going to change with other countries, and our position with other countries is going to be viewed differently. I actually voted to stay in Europe. I saw the benefits of it. I was unemployed for a year last year, and despite losing out on a couple of occasions to people who had come over to this country with work visas, it's purely based on talent and experience, and I had no problem in losing out those roles to those people. They obviously were clearly more experienced than I was, and I felt that without Europe it was going to put further pressure on the unemployment situation in the UK. I can't see any benefit in it. I'm not going to drag on about the pettiness of things like the increase in prices in chocolate, because that really doesn't relate to how I see the effect of Brexit. However, Theresa May going and meeting Donald Trump and saying that we still have this amazing relationship with America kind of annoyed me a little bit as well. She's clearly clinging on to the apron strings because of the what's the word? The economical benefit that there may be for the UK. However, as a UK citizen, I don't want to be closely affiliated with Donald Trump. I have friends in America, and I follow a lot of American booktubers, and I have felt their pain as they've talked about the situation actually being in that country. And as I say, as the idiot president, something's got to happen at some point. I fully support all the women that walked in the march last week. I wish I could have attended. Unfortunately, I didn't know about the one in London. Otherwise, I would have gone down and joined my cousin. And just, people of the world, come on. We need to be humans. We need to support everybody and anybody. War is not the answer. Segregation is not the answer. Economically cutting yourself off is not the answer. We need to be pulling together. We need to be finally achieving what we all want, and that is a unified human nation. A unified human world. No matter what your personal story is, we all need to be together on this. It's become a bit of a political rant video. I apologise, but I highly recommend The Fire This Time. This is a very insightful book, and I'll also tell you now that I've actually added to my wish list the first book that actually triggered this, which was by Baldwin. And I'll be interested to read the starting point that triggered this book of essays. I've also got The Good Immigrant on my Kindle, which after this book of essays I'm going to move very promptly up the list, which is about UK or authors based in the UK and their thoughts based on their experiences. And I'm sure there'll be another rant video on that. Apologies, I think just seeing that Donald Trump news this morning just pushed me over the edge. I hope you're having a better Saturday morning. I hope you're not too upset by the world news that's going on at the moment. And as I say, I'd love to have a chat with anybody about the books down below or any of their thoughts and opinions. I would like to state that these thoughts and opinions in this video are only my own and expressed by myself. And yes, I look forward to speaking to you soon, BookTube. Take care for now.